Why Kai Soto declared for the NBA draft this year, 2022. This is huge news because a lot of people thought he would be taking a second year in Australia because he's still kind of young and still needs to develop, but there's actually very good reasons why he's going to take this jump to the NBA, and I think that he's going to be drafted probably late first round and maybe early second round. So one of the things that the NBA is really well known for right now is their screen and roll, and with Kai Soto, when he's attacking the rim hard as we see here, he can actually finish quite strong. Also, if he's on a team that has a lot of these screen and roll plays, we actually see these plays a lot with the Toronto Raptors. With Chris Boucher in this situation, we can actually see this potentially with Kai Soto with the Toronto Raptors as well, and I personally believe that the Raptors may pick him up. Something that's kind of dead in the NBA is the low post skills, and this could be something that Kai Soto could really thrive in. If he continues to get stronger, he can start banging around with actual NBA players. He has the aggressiveness and will to actually bang around in the low post and make those shots. And then with teams that are running more and more 5-outs, for example, we see this with a lot of the Miami Heat offenses, and even with teams like OKC, we can see that they run a lot of these 5-out offenses. Even myself as a coach, I run a 5-out offense. And with Kai Soto's passing ability, he can have and be able to hit these players cutting back door so that they make these dunks. Golden State Warriors also run plays like this too. He doesn't even have to be the focal point of an offense. He can be a secondary player coming off of off-ball screens or back screens for him to be able to get open for dunks. That's what we see here. He's out near the point, and he's got a player who sets a back screen on him, and he cuts essentially back door. If a team runs with almost like a double post style action, where maybe even the Toronto Raptors could do this too with Precious Achiuwa as well as Chris Boucher, as well as Kai Soto with his long wingspan, we could definitely see this as a benefit in the NBA and for the Toronto Raptors. And teams that run 4-out or even 5-out offenses where we can do similar to an SNR style screen, where now coming off of that screen he can roll or even pop for a 3, because guess what, he's a 7'3" center who can bang 3s. And with Toronto and many other teams, there hasn't been all that many real centers who have been able to bang around like a Marc Gasol in the low post. Remember, Toronto used to have a Marc Gasol. And remember, Marc Gasol could bang these 3s as well, and I think Kai Soto, being a 19-year-old, could actually raise his shooting percentage from 3 drastically. He's also able to finish with contact, but believe me, the contact at the NBA level is going to be 100 times harder than that. And Kai Soto also has defensive timing to get these blocks too. But the main reason as to why Kai Soto declared for the NBA draft is most likely this reason. At 19 years old, he is still a teenager, which means that the teams that are looking for youth, they are going to be more susceptible to picking him rather than when he's 20. 20 is kind of a barrier right now. Teams want to go younger because they want to develop players into the type of player that they need 4 years from now. We see this with the Raptors. We see this with San Antonio, where they pick extremely youthful players. San Antonio might actually be another option for Kai Soto as well, because they pick extremely youthful players just so that they can develop them into the type of player that they need. Kai Soto is a 7'3" center who can move on the floor, who can finish around the rim, who has great footwork, who can shoot a 3. Those are things that are taught at usually a high level, and he's got that as a 19-year-old. He doesn't have the strength or speed yet, but that can come. That's easy to train.
Grand final preview.
It's Soto. Again, 17 points. Sotto's close. Here it is, just a little face up.
This sequence is even more impressive.
Anyway, had no
some horrible mistakes.
Nice pass, McCarran to Soto, who gets the 2 and draws a
Plus,
foul.
I truly buy Soto's shot. Like I said, his form looks good, but Soto also consistently makes his free throws.
Just got a fingertip on it, worked it back to Dufelmeyer. 2 on the shot clock from close range. Soto adds the 2.
Soto is good at leveraging his size when he gets downhill. He isn't someone who will explode off the floor for a huge dunk, but he has soft touch and is an intelligent finisher.
In the NBL this season, the Kai Soto with the right hand. That was a nice little touch.
Soto can definitely be productive diving to the rim.
The big fella grabbed the ball with one hand.
He is at his best when play is simplified for him. be it focusing on rolling to the basket or playing around the dunker spot. Because of his height and reach, Soto can play above the rim, catching lobs and comfortably finishing, even if he isn't the best athlete. But like I warned, you have to keep the game simple for Soto right now. This is sort of impressive in the way that a 7-footer going behind the back full court would be, but his handle is not functional. At the next level, it is way too high, and he would get stripped in the NBA. Soto sometimes wants to put the ball on the floor, but he is hurting himself and his team when he does that. He is prone to sloppy turnovers. This is not a knock on him. It's difficult for a 7'2" center to have a great handle. But the good news is that I doubt NBA teams would ask Soto to handle the ball at all.
Talk us through it, Hammer, first with this. Cooks is able there to provide that insurance around the rim. Well, hello.
The one thing that really stands out as a swing skill for Soto is his physicality. Despite his size, which I've mentioned time and time again in this video, he is not physical at all on the inside. Soto will constantly settle for fadeaways and tough shots. Even when he gets post position, it is easy to knock him off balance and make what should be an easy shot for him a tough shot. Soto is not fond of banging down low, but he is also not secure with the ball at all. He will often have the ball poked away or stolen from him when posting up.
Look at Soto going into his
Ross in the corner, Sunday ditch. Bounces into Delaney. Nice feed, Soto.
Most worryingly, Soto can be bullied in the paint. He gets pushed off his spots too easily, sometimes by guys far smaller than him. Soto's teammates will be looking to find him inside, but he will be completely out of the play because of his alarming lack of physicality.